1. Yay!
And we are live. We're a bunch of dorks over here.
That's what we are. That's how we roll. So
yes, I own the van and motor. Yes. Van and motor home.
So is there a chat?
Yeah, there's a chat box. If you go onto YouTube, there's a chat box on the video there.
James, you need an icon on your profile.
I need an icon.
Yeah, right now you're a green circle with a placeholder.
Oh, I see your face. Or I see his face. And I see your picture, Tina.
Well, we are definitely live now. And I am hoping that everybody can hear us now.
Oh, there's the chat. I see it now. Yay!
Hey there, Gun Term. Everybody say hi to Gun Term.
Hey.
Oil Man, what's up? And then we got Brett over here. What's going on, buddy? Oh, and there's Bill. So Bill used to be a gate guard, and he was doing recruiting.
Cool. So he was.
So I'm curious if he has any kind of questions for us. Does anybody have any kind of questions?
Boat designer. Are you actually a boat designer? Just being nosy now. What
does it say? Boat designer, what platform are you on? Yes, I can see and hear you. Okay. We are doing a live stream via Hangouts on Air.
Just kind of figuring it out, how it all works.
Yeah, it took us a bit. They've changed a few things since I did them back in the day.
I got to check in the truck. Be right back.
Boondocker. Is that the Boondocker from San Fran?
San Francisco.
San Fran. Okay. So we were thinking it would be kind of fun to do oh crap. I got to go and check somebody out.
So what he was saying is we were thinking it'd be kind of fun to get on. The three of us are all gate guarding in different locations around the Midland, Texas area. So we were just going to kind of get on here together and see what happens. Right, Tina? I'm Beth, Big Girl Bling on YouTube and Facebook. And we got Tina.
Hi, guys.
All right, I am back.
Shh, he's back. Don't say anything else.
I'm alternating between the voice and the video, so you get a little bit of each of me, but not at the same time. So much for 3G wireless.
Funny. So I take it we don't have that many people in here. They're not that curious about what we're doing over here.
That's okay. They're lost, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they heard I was going to sing.
They already knew everything you were going to say. Yeah, Oil Man says the 3 gatekeepers.
Paul is in here. Hey, baby.
Hey, Paul, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, I see that, Oil Man. Now we got 12 people here. Maybe it's because it's a Saturday.
Maybe so. So, hey, Freedom Nomad, I haven't seen very many videos from you lately. Hope you're doing okay.
Hey, Jace Oli. So Jace Oli here, everybody. That was a college buddy,
Yeah?
and back from when I had a house and everything. He I dented the bed of his truck with all the rock that we hauled.
Oh, wow.
My bad, Jace. Hey, what's up, Bob's Van Life? We got Bob's Van Life in here. He says he's from the Gulf.
As a kid that developed into Navy destroyers. Holy crap.
We're quite a bit of a ways away from the Gulf right now. Hi, Scott and Tammy.
Hanging in there, Paul. That's good. That's what we got to do, right? One day at a time.
That's a pretty cool gig, boat designer.
Yeah. Are you retired?
Now
or
we're
you
up
still
to
doing that?
16 whopping people. We're having a tea party with no tea.
That's okay. We got plenty of people in here.
I think Beth has some tea.
Yes, I have lots of tea.
I'm jealous, Beth. You have all the tea.
I've got all the tea. You've got all
Tea
the
heat.
water.
I know, right? So, Tina, are you there still, or are you hiding? So, Oil Man's got a big glass of water. I guess we have water instead of tea over here. Am, am I still feeding back on your thing, Beth?
What do you mean feedback? You're too
I can
techy for my
hear
phone.
myself again.
Oh, it's that speaker. Let me turn the little speaker off.
Okay. Hey, what's up, Ken's Journey? So, Ken, do you have any questions for us? We're looking for some questions on the gate guarding thing. I got 3 gate guards here. We're the 3 gatekeepers.
The three amigos.
The 3 amigos. What's up, Maverick?
Or the 3
You got any
stooges. Yeah, we're out in far west Texas, so the internet service is not ideal. I mean, we do what we can with what we got.
Actually, Beth's coming through really well. I shouldn't be feeding back anymore. I think Beth turned her speaker down because I'm so loud.
Yeah, we are live while we're working. So every once in a while, we each have to get up and check in or out a truck. But Saturdays and Sundays are usually slower because none of the vendors are coming in. None of the salesmen, I mean. But, so we have lots of spare time to do things. See, and I got to check out a truck. So I'll be right back.
All right, Beth, I'll see you in a couple. So, gun term, I shouldn't be feeding back anymore. Can you tell me? Am I feeding back? I think it was just Beth's speaker is all. Yeah, go ahead, go.
Okay.
Okay, so Oil Man is asking, can you live on site while you are work camping? So it kind of depends on the company, right? So Pioneer, it's not really a go for Pioneer, it seems to be, because Pioneer, they have shacks out here instead of RVs, but there are some companies that actually have you stay on site where you're gate guarding with your RV. Beth, have you been on one of those?
I have not lived on site yet, but so I've only done these where
You know, Tina did, right?
What?
I think Tina did, right, Tina? Did we
I think
lose Tina? Bye, Tina.
maybe she'll be back in a minute. She might be checking in a truck.
Yeah, that's true.
So some do and some don't. Some you can live at on the campsite or on the what you call it. See, and I got an error now.
Thanks, Bob, for following since the early van days, the green vans. I didn't know you had been full time for 30 months. That's pretty cool. Yeah, actually, the gate guarding gig is a pretty good gig in my opinion. I would say for the 12-hour shifts that we work, that it's just barely enough money, though. Wouldn't you say that, Beth?
Yeah, because it works out to only be $12.50 an hour, which is not bad. It's not really, but it can always be better.
Yeah. So, it works out right around probably real close to $10 an hour after the overtime, maybe a little less. But we're not really working most of the time either, in my opinion. I don't feel like I'm working most of the time.
Oh, we lost Tina. Oh, we got.
So go ahead. Go ahead, Beth.
We
What
lost
did you
Tina.
say?
We got her back.
Is Tina back?
Yeah.
Are you there? Okay. Tina, didn't you live on site in
I
the past?
did. Is my audio good enough to tell you my story?
Absolutely. The audio is great. Go for it, Tina.
Okay, so when we first started out, we contracted with a company, and we were assigned to a West Texas town called Coyanosa. And Coyanosa was closest to where we were coming from. We were coming from the West Coast, not the East Coast. So we specifically requested something kind of out closest to the New Mexico border. And we started in Coyanosa. We put our 37-foot fifth wheel out there. They had a huge tank, which was like 500 gallons of gas, a septic tank, and they had a big old generator that ran our RV for the entire month of August and partway into September. Our learnings from that was, one, we really, really liked being in the middle of nowhere. It was kind of like boondocking with free generator. However, it was 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it was difficult to get time off with the company when we were out in the farmer's field like that. Also, in that kind of scenario, oftentimes if your RV is on site, you have a physical gate that you open and close most times. Not all the time, but most of the time. And so it was a good thing and a bad thing. I think we lost probably 30 pounds each of us just running back and forth opening that gate.
Wow.
But it was hotter than hell. It was 105 every single afternoon. And it was really, really hot. We were pretty lucky to have thought about this ahead of time. So in addition to our two air conditioners in a 37-foot fifth wheel, we also purchased a window air conditioner that's like the one with the tube that goes up to the window and exhausts out the window, from Lowe's for like $250. And we plugged that into our third little extension plug outside. So we had to have 3 air conditioners to make it livable in our trailer.
Wow. That's a trip. Yeah, probably because there was absolutely no shade, right?
Absolutely no shade. The tallest thing for 40, 50 miles was probably 3-foot tall brush. So there is no shade in Coyanosa, Texas. The other thing we found out is that you have to be really, really diligent about that awning. Ours did have a tear by the time that we were done with that location. So we're still waiting to get that repaired. But the winds pick up really quick in the desert. Um, but we enjoyed meeting the people that worked at our frac. It did get busy. I would say anywhere between 80 and 100 cars a day. In fact, there's a car now. Just a second.
All right. So Tina's got to go run and take care of somebody real quick. And so we're going to go on to another question here that I saw. And I'll go ahead and read it aloud to everybody, and then we'll get into answering it here real quick. So okay, so gun term here, 2009. Are any of the gate guard jobs long-term, or are they just short-term, basically? You want to go ahead and start with that, Beth?
Generally, you stay as long as you want. I mean, I've been following this rig since August, and I started gate guarding in the middle of July. And I think I guarded several rigs for 2 or 3 weeks, and then got with this one. And then every time this one moves, I move with it. So you can, some companies will hire for just one job, which could take 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever. But then once that job ends, most of the time they're going to have another gate open that you can go work at. So it just varies.
Yeah, that's basically what I've kind of been hearing as well. And so what I've been hearing the most is that when you're a couple, what they like to do with the company that we work for, what they like to do is they like to assign you with a rig and have you move around with the rig. Really, what I've been told is really what they want you to do is at least finish out one of the well sites, and then, you know, they can put somebody new at the new well site is what they would prefer to have happen. But for the most part, the gate carding out here, as long as oil prices are up, it's kind of like you come, you work as long as you want, and you just make sure you give a couple weeks notice that you want to head on and to other things. Would you agree with that, Beth?
No, I think if they put somebody with a rig, the guards, the day and the night guard, they get to know the company men, all the rig hands, and it's better if everybody likes everybody, it's better to keep them following that rig, not put a new person every time the rig moves.
I think you misunderstood me. Actually, what I was saying is that they want you to finish out that well site before you actually leave, is what they would prefer to have you do if you're a couple.
Okay,
but they want you to keep follow the rig, is what I meant. When I'm saying follow the rig, that means when that rig goes to a new rig site, just like you said. So
okay, I did miss.
Go ahead. Yeah, no problem. Are the oil fields doing okay with the lower oil prices, or are you seeing a slowdown in activity and employment? So on that one, actually, guys, it's going to very much depend on what field you're talking about, right? Because the fields have a different kind of price point as far as oil is concerned, of what they can profit at. And so like the Bakken, and then here in the Permian Basin, they have some of the very much the cheapest production, because right now most of your new fields that are coming online are shale fields, and that's a more expensive reservoir type than, say, a sand play. And most of the sand plays that are coming online that are new are all overseas. We don't have a lot of sand plays in the United States left, but we got a lot of shale oil everywhere. I mean, when I was working in oil and gas, I I was in the Mississippian, which is along Oklahoma and the Kansas border. I had worked in the Marcellus, which is up in Pennsylvania. I had worked in a field I hadn't even named yet, which it was in Ohio. I took cores out of this field here in the Permian Basin. It's kind of funny because the well I'm actually on right now is a well that I had taken cores out and actually sampled the rock and tested in a laboratory before. So I thought that was really neat. And I was talking to the company man about it this morning when I was at the safety meeting. So it's hard to just answer that. I'm sure there's fields like the Avalon and the Mississippian that are probably almost shutting down completely. But from what I'm hearing and from what I'm reading as far as the rig report from Baker Hughes, the oil prices hasn't dipped enough that a lot of rigs are leaving yet. We did have a reduction in about 23 rigs last month in the rig count from Baker Hughes. But I was hearing that that's in part because there was a company that had a merger or something, and so they were just racking some rigs that weren't as profitable, and maybe they'll come forward again. Do you have anything to add to that, Beth?
You got it.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
No
problem.
No.
Nothing to add to that one. All right. So let's see here. Are there so Bob's Van Life is asking right now. So just a second here.
Somebody asked if it was a 1099 or W-2. We are contract labor, so it is a 1099.
And
so you better be good at putting aside money from good old IRS.
I know, right? So now Bob's Van Life is asking if there's plugins to charge your van batteries on site. You know, most of the people that are out here aren't going to be in vans. I do have a van. I can plug into the generator out here and charge my batteries. My specific supervisor wouldn't have a problem with that, but I can't really answer that for all the scenarios, and there's multiple supervisors and stuff. So, you know, maybe Beth, you want to try to answer a little bit on that? What's your opinion?
We could plug into we get a big generator and a big porta potty out here, along with our little 6x8 building that we sit in. So plugging into that generator just to charge your batteries, I don't see how that would be a problem. I don't know that there's any rules against it. So I would say gate by gate, you know, just fill out who you're working for, you know, because not that I encourage stealing, but, you know, plug it in for a couple of hours. Who's going to know and who's going to care, you know?
Absolutely. I agree with you. Go ahead, Tina.
The generator is usually like a 6K or an 8K generator. It's more than enough to do everything we need at the shack. So I think there's plenty of bandwidth as far as the power is concerned to plug in a van for a couple hours for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so let's go ahead and grab another comment here. And I'm trying to go back up to the top to try to utilize that. Can you edit your videos in between while you're on duty? I have been doing that, so yeah.
Absolutely.
Basically, we are independent contractors, and as long as we're doing our job, I doubt that they would care about anything we're doing. Tina, you want to add anything to that?
Typically, I have learned the art of a good internet connection. So if you are going to be doing a upload, unfortunately, the generator I have right now totally killed my current Wi-Fi device. But typically, I am really good at getting internet service, usually between 15 and 35 megabytes download in the middle of nowhere, but that does sometimes require the use of the RV65 booster that you can get online. So if you are looking at boosters, I like the RV65 one or one of the other boosters that they have, and then add on that triangle Wega antenna, because you will need that if you're going to be really relying on your internet service.
Yeah, so basically, I'm going to go ahead and let Beth see if she wants to add anything to that. So
I got to answering on the chat, and I forgot which question we were answering live.
Okay, so we were just answering about whether we can, while we're on duty, if we can edit video up or whatever.
Video. You know what? I watch at least 10 hours of Netflix every day while I'm sitting here. They don't care what you do. You check in trucks, you check out trucks. That's all we have to do. That's it. And clean up after ourselves, you know. We got a microwave. I got a tea pitcher. My night guy has a coffee pot. You know, we keep our shack clean and check in and check out trucks. We can do anything but sleep. Pretty much.
Yeah. Sleeping would be a no, although I have run into a couple of guards that had been sleeping. That's a big no-no, though.
We have driveway alarms, so this will ding, and you probably heard it when somebody pulled up here a while ago. There's a thing outside on either side, so I got them coming and going, and this thing will ding. So if I happen to doze off, that will wake me up, or my night guy.
Can you show that? Can you show that again? You weren't on the big version of the screen. Can you show that again real quick? Yeah.
This is the inside
so that's
version.
What she's talking about. Although I've covered for Beth, and that one is really annoying when the wind's blowing.
The sun comes up, it beats constantly. But it works great at night, so.
All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and... Go ahead, Beth.
Oh, I just said hello to Debbie, just said hello, James. So I said hello for you.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. In Cottonwood, Arizona, now back to Pio to see the kids, then going to Texas, hope the guy on there. Okay, it's cool, Scott. So I'm going through the comments right now here, guys, to see about it. So we already answered Oil Man. The gate garden out here for the company that we work for is $10.99, but I had talked to a company that is W-2 that does it. Tina, you want to add anything to that on the $10.99 or W-2?
Yeah, I would say that most of the companies that are actively recruiting are 1099 right now. There are only a few that are W-2, and there are pros and cons to both. So you really need to know, if you're kind of entrepreneurial and you know how to do the deductions for your taxes, and you have an accountant that you're going to work with, then I would definitely suggest going the 1099 route, because you can like your fighting. You can deduct things like your bill, deduct your drives. When you're in an area where your RV is on, typically do not come with the driveway alarms. They'll
all right, guys,
some
I gotta go
for you, but not the driveway alarm. So you have to go about $75 a piece. So, and you want to, I Google search it.
Oh, we lost Tina, and James is checking in the truck. So you're stuck with me. Woohoo! So yeah, some of the guards. There's a bunch of gate guard companies out there. Some of them will have employees, and some of them will have contract labor. The company we work for, they have some employees at the guard that like some of the factories or refineries, whatever they have contracts with, they have employees. Um, so it's just hit or miss. Welcome back, Tina.
So we lost Tina.
We lost her, but then now she's back. So
She's coming and
Okay,
going.
sorry. The
I don't
lovely.
hear her very well either.
I'm back.
She's back.
And I'm back.
Always.
I had to go and run and check
So,
somebody
yeah.
in real quick.
So that's where we're at with that one. Some are employees, some are contract labor. Nice potato cam. So how's the internet out here? So every shack has a WeBoost, which is a cell signal booster. All of the guys in the trucks that come in and out, the salesmen, the vendors, the delivery guys, they all have one in their truck also. So that's about the only way to get good service out here. Even the rigs in their houses and offices that on the rig, they all have WeBoost. Or all of them that I've seen. I'll say that.
Yeah.
You still reading?
Yeah, I was. So we kind of caught up on all the questions there. And I wanted to say hello to everybody. So a bunch of people had popped in. Wendy's, Babla Guluga, the whole and so Debbie's, welcome to all of you. And do you got questions for us?
I'm Tina James. I do watch a lot of Netflix. There's a lot of shows, but it seems like I've watched everything, so I'm constantly searching for new ones. I'm on and I binge watch, so I'll watch like a whole season of something in one day. I've gone to series instead of movies because they last longer, but I do put a movie in every now and then. So good things to watch.
You're the Netflix queen.
Oh, I'll tell you. I love my Netflix. I pay for Hulu too, which is like $4.99 a month. But I watched and I got Hulu to watch Harlots, and I watched that, and now I don't see anything else on there that grabs my interest. But I have T-Mobile, and Netflix and T-Mobile have some kind of connection where Netflix does not go against my data usage. So I can watch it 24/7 and it doesn't affect, I never get throttled.
Yeah, that's pretty cool that T-Mobile has that. Don't they reduce the quality to 480p though?
I couldn't tell you. It looks fine on my phone. I've got the Galaxy S9 Plus and it looks great on my phone. So I couldn't tell if it is any lower, HD or whatever. I don't notice it.
So, can we talk about phone coverage for a second? Because I think that's something that people don't really know what they should bring, what kind of phone coverage is going to work out here.
Yeah, shoot, Tina. Go for it. You start.
Well, I'll just tell you what I've experienced is that we started out with AT&T, and in Coinosa, it worked okay, but not fantastic. But the data speeds in Coinosa for AT&T were amazingly fast, as were the Verizon data speeds. But we thought to ourselves that we should get Verizon because of the reputation that Verizon has. We were transferred to a location in La Mesa, Texas, at a sand plant. And there, the Verizon, we changed over to Verizon, and then the Verizon hardly worked out at the sand plant. Luckily, our shack had a booster provided by the company, and this was before we had bought any booster yet. So we were really lucky. Our next transfer was over by halfway between Kermit, Texas, and Monahans, Texas. And over there, we were 15 miles from any cell tower, and AT&T and Verizon, neither of them worked. So we are paying a lot of a premium for Verizon now because we're in a contract. But honestly, it just depends. The mindset that when we're out of contract, we're going to have one AT&T and one Verizon.
I've got T-Mobile, and I've had no trouble at all. It's even with and without the Wii Boost in the shack. I've been doing just fine.
Yeah, I've noticed that it really, really depends on your location here in the Permian Basin. So basically, I have AT and I have Verizon Air Card. And I find that I have to have both of them to make sure that I have service everywhere I go. I'm at a different gate almost every day, maybe at least every third day I'm at a different gate. So I'll be like, AT&T won't work at one spot at all. Like at Beth's gate, her gate, AT&T service doesn't work at all. So it's so. What's that?
Not even with the Wii Boost. AT&T doesn't come in out.
Yeah, the Wii Boost does give me like momentary service. Like maybe I can have enough time to send an email, but I can't stream any kind of video or anything over it. But Verizon works pretty decent out there at her rig, and obviously her T-Mobile works pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So have you done T-Mobile out there where you are, Tina, at all, or do you know anybody that has it there?
I don't, but I got an app that's called Open Signal app, and that seemed to do really well. It kind of let me know in which direction to point my antenna for my booster. So I highly recommend that if you're going to be out here.
Yeah, so Bob Luga, I have the same jetpack that you're talking about there for Verizon, and I have service great when I'm in town. Out here in the Permian Basin, in the field, it's hit or miss, and then I have a friend named Joe Carroll that's out here, and his is not 3G back compatible, and so where he's at, he can't get service at all because it's only 3G where he is. So if you're gonna count on Verizon and you're going to be out here in the oil field, you would absolutely have to have something that was back compatible to 3G, because a lot of the field is still 3G on Verizon. Any other questions, guys? Or are you bored of us?
So it's February.
Say that again, Tina. You broke up pretty bad.
It's February. We should talk about the weather.
The what?
Because
yeah,
that was kind of unexpected when I came.
Oh my gosh, the weather.
Talk about the weather.
It is Texas, and I grew up here, so I'm kind of used to it. You know, it's spring one day, summer one day, winter the next day, and then spring again, and then summer again, and then every day is something different.
Yeah, I mean,
yesterday, and the day before that, it was in the 70s. Like 2 days before that, it was in the 70s. Then we had snow flurries yesterday. It's pretty cold today, but tomorrow it's going to be in the 60s, and the next day we're back in the 70s again. Yeah, that's Texas weather.
It's been nuts here in February. Yesterday I got to work. It was 21 degrees when I first got here, and then it didn't warm up past 34 degrees until afternoon, and then the high for the entire day was like 40 degrees yesterday. Yet 2 days ago, we almost broke 80.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's have a change of clothes in the truck, layer up, because you never know how much you're going to need as far as, keeping warm each day.
And all of Texas, like Beth said, I've lived in Texas many, many years, and all of Texas pretty much really is got wild swings in temperature to me compared to other places I've lived. But I think it's worse here out in West Texas because even the swing from day to night is going to be 30 to 40 degrees just between day to night. So I'm not used to that. Like Houston, it'd be a 20-degree swing, but not 30 or 40.
Did you see Bob Luga? Luga is in the southwest side of Midland. I think he should bring us.
I know, Bob. You should bring me something to eat.
Yeah, bring lunch, dude.
What's up, David McDowell?
Oh no, Debbie,
in the house from Maine.
You get feeling better, Debbie.
Yeah, feel better. Anybody else have some questions for us? Can we get some thumbs up from everybody? So we only have 17 thumbs up. We need more thumbs up.
Go check out my channel too.
Yeah, so we got big girl bling up in the house over here. That's Beth over here.
Yeah. Oh, you're RV parking it. Cool, Bob.
I think Bob hit me up. We were supposed to get together sometime. Are we still going to do that, Bob?
So we all get together for dinner every week or so, and somewhere around Midland. You'll have to join us one day.
Although they have only invited me once, and I've been here almost 2 months, so it is what it is. Hey, Bob, you want to go get Olive Garden all-you-can-eat soup, salad, and breadsticks with me tonight after I get off work?
Oh, see? There you go. Oh, yeah. I love the breadsticks, man. Love those things.
Beth and Tina, you want to do that too?
I can do that.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah,
okay.
It'll take me till about 7 before I even get there because it's a good hour drive from out here.
I'm 7 o'clock for sure before I'll be into Midland, and to get on the top of 250, it could be 7:30 with traffic. So let's just say 7:30. Yes, gun term. Olive Garden's salad, soup, and breadsticks is amazing, especially when it's all you can eat, less than $10.
Okay, so everybody is invited. Olive Garden, Midland, Texas. I believe it's on Loop 250. 7:30. That's when you get there.
Yep.
We'll save a big table.
Anybody and everybody. Yeah, anybody and everybody that can hear this right now is invited to come have soup, salad, and breadsticks with us tonight at 7:30.
If you're in the area, come on. We'd love to meet you.
So IRC Foley just stepped in. He's good with that wrench clubbing. Yeah, the IRC bully is even invited, as long as you're not a bully at the table.
2,000 miles. Hey, if you start driving now, you might make it, Gunther. There you go.
Thank you, Bob, for putting up the address. So everybody, Bob just put up the address. So if you're anywhere near us, you're welcome. Thumbs up to you too, guy.
I can fall asleep when he's in there.
Yeah, ain't that the truth, Paul? So anybody else got some questions for us before we wrap up here? Tina, you got any ideas on what you think we might want to talk about? Sounds like Tina must be checking somebody in. How about you, Beth? You got any ideas?
Dometic rising prices on their fridges with what seems to be increased popularity. You know, it's supply and demand. It's just good business. I mean, it sucks for us because I haven't got mine yet, but yeah, the rising prices of Dometic. I mean, that's just business. That's the way it goes. How much money do you have in your pocket now, James? Yeah, James, are you buying dinner?
No, I'm not that rich. I gotta save. But since I've been out here, even with place and stuff, I am $2,000 closer to getting back on the road.
Awesome. Yeah, I've got about 2 more months here, and then I'm caught up on my car repairs that I just did. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
King of the wrench.
Good on questions. They can answering. Okay.
So I did want to say something on the Dometic thing before we bounce. I think it's a little bit more than just the supply and demand. I actually think Dometic has been buying up everybody, and Dometic actually contracted directly to produce ARBs, fridge and freezers, and so their 12-volt line. And so when they started doing that, it gave them more control in the market, and so they started raising their prices closer to Engel. Engel hasn't raised their prices, but Engel is like, top, just absolute tops. They run at a lower wattage, and they're very well insulated. They're the only ones that are insulated, as well as the winters. But the winters do take a little bit more wattage to run than do the Dometics. It's pretty close though. So, do we still have Tina in here?
No, she left. But
Darn
Tennessee
it.
is asking how much we can make.
Yeah.
So the 12-hour shifts that we're doing, we make 150 a day, which is a day is a 12-hour day. A day person, which we're doing right now, doing the day shift, and then there's a night person. So each of us makes the 150 a day. Now, if you camp at the site, they want 2 people to camp at a site, you get anywhere from $150 to $200 a day, and your day is 24 hours. And that 150 to 200 is split between those 2 people. So it's a lot more money if you can find a gate that you're not camped at.
So Tina's actually worked for more than one company. Maybe she can answer in the chat, and we'll read it to everybody and wrap it up.
Oh, there she is in chat.
So Tina, you want to answer us here in chat, and then I'll just read it out to everybody since you've worked for more than one company? The question was, how much money can you make out here?
But does that make sense, Tennessee, what I said? You'll probably be kicked out of work camping job. Well, if you are a bully, then yes, you would be.
Yeah, I think the IRC bully might bully other people out.
Okay. I think
All right, so I think we're about done. The kind of money that I had talked to some people about, those folks that don't really take days off, and or a couple out here can make a little over 100 grand. But that's only if you don't take days off and you're able to follow with the same rig the whole time through.
Do this at night?
Yeah, I think we probably should do another stream at night sometime. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap everything up here, guys. And I want to encourage you to go over to the Wanderlust Estate watch page and go find Beth here, who was interviewed on the channel here. Beth actually is with Big Girl Bling, and she's work camped as a single for 9 years now and has done it in a van, in a trailer, you know, a tow behind, and now with a cargo trailer.
Check it out.
Woo! All right, Bob. Talk to you later. And I'm going to go ahead and end this. We're going to stop the broadcast. You all have a fantastic day. Get out there, connect with people, live your big story, and make sure you do something every single day to reduce world suck. Peace, guys.